Bring me the Ed Boy!
Let's begin. So I told everyone that the first thing I would be complaining about would be...
Charles, you interrupted the sweet sound of Bring Me the Ed Boy that I love and cherish, and you didn't even let the audience know of the special the creator has for us narrators to narrate our own episodes.
Everyone already knows. They've either seen the previous ones, which is highly unlikely, or the creator has told them about it when they didn't want to hear about it and forced this on them. Or better yet, they haven't seen it, and this awkward and badly paced opening will scare them away from the Ed Boys forever. Now stop bothering me. I have a lot to cover. Okay, so in the Ed Boys 39, the cul-de-sac's next bottom Ed Boy, I mentioned that the first thing I would bring to light would be that god-awful part where the training scene just repeats unnecessarily. Unlike Beeper, I've organized a slideshow of my own to express my feelings on the Ed Boys even more, and explain through diagrams and research exactly why the Ed Boys suck. No offense to Beeper, he's come to his senses and has my respect. But if you want to hasten the Ed Boys on your video, you'll have to take precautions. So to begin, I'll be playing a brief scene from the Ed Boys 39. Here it is. Okay, so if you notice, nothing there follows any sort of story, nor is it able to be followed by anyone. Like always, it's just 2 or 3 clips cut up, scattered and mashed together to form a singular repetitive, nonsensical scene. The creator claims that the Ed Boys has a story. He even claims that there are deep meanings in the Ed Boys, but when asked how or why he believes this to be true, he usually just gives a vague answer describing how amazing he thinks they are. So I figured, since he won't prove why it's so great, I'll prove why it's so awful. Like anything except the Ed Boys, you start with the basics. I give you the outline of any good story ever. Here you have a basic image of the flow of any good story ever. Simply put, first there's rising action, which is a series of events and conflicts leading to the climax of the story. The climax can be a realization, a traumatic event, or anything for that matter. It just has to follow the issues that precede it. After that comes the falling action, which is basically just a smooth ending to whatever the story is about. Tell me, what about this Ed Boys opening fits the description of rising action?
Looks the world.
Bring me the Ed Boy! This is one of my Ed Boy! No, small object.
Now explain how that led to this.
My name is Evelyn Salt.
These magazines!
Hide these magazines!
Quick, hide these magazines!
Hide these magazines! Hide these magazines! Hide these magazines!
What are you, a parrot? Hide them quick! Go run!
Run, quick! Where? What?
No, run!
Quick! Where? What? Quick! Where? What?
No,
Quick! Where?
No,
Now someone put 2 and 2 together to show where this came from.
I suggest being If Kevin knew about this, he'd take my magazine for his own viewing pleasure. Time's a-wasting.
Time goes by so slowly.
You see what I'm talking about. There's no structure, no setup, and no meaning. When you watch the Ed Boys, you just have to sit and look at a screen filled with an abundance of unrelated things while you try to tolerate the noises it spews out. Aren't they like? The creator's undyingly loyal brainwashed slave claims that you can notice the art within the Ed Boys by observing the texture of them. First off, the word texture typically refers to the feeling of a surface or an object, but in this case one might think she's referring to the consistency of the images in the clips and scenes. Please, someone, point me in the direction of an Ed Boys that's consistent in any way besides clips being stacked next to each other. I'll wait. No one. Nothing. Thought so. Moving on. Next up we have the non-existent fans. The Ed Boys, on average, seem to get, at max, maybe 15 or 16 views per year, and yet the creator claims that the Ed Boys has, and I quote, many millions of fans. So where are these supposed fans? How come the Ed Boys are the only entertainment medium with a fan base that doesn't support it? How come I've personally seen the creator refresh the page to a lot of his Ed Boys when he thinks no one is watching him? How come he counters the like-dislike ratio by liking his own Ed Boys? This isn't a joke. You can check his Twitter. He goes around liking his own videos in a sad, desperate attempt to make the Ed Boys seem even remotely interesting.
Charles, you've overstepped your Ed Boy boundaries, and now you must be punished.
Why are you in here? I didn't interrupt you when you were having your manic mental breakdown in your video.
I was clearly possessed by the spirit of the Ed Boys.
Possessed is definitely the correct term.
That's enough out of you. Now hand over your soul.
This is exactly why this doesn't have any fans, because if they did, they'd be just like you, delusional and obsessed with the hope of a false god within a below-subpar YouTube video series.
Don't you dare talk blasphemous words at the almighty Ed Boys.
Grammars Acts 2?
Shut the fuck up. You're just an Ed Boys hater.
That language doesn't sound Ed Boy friendly.
The Ed Boys has no friends, only co-workers.
What the hell is that playing on the screen?
I want to be a nurse.
It's your mama joking ma swag, what you gonna do swagger jacker. The Ed Boys, the Ed Boys, the Ed Boys, the Ed Boys, the Ed
Enough
Boys.
of this. In fact, since I've already exposed his Twitter, I might as well expose the rest of his information. Maybe that'll stop this madness.
His identity must be kept secret until the promised day.
His name... Jesus Christ, what the hell? That was right in my ear.
I deliberately intended to damage your ears to teach you a harsh lesson about disrespecting the Ed Boys.
His name... and he lives... his social security number... Damn it, that's it.
That's right, bitch. Bring it on. And while you're at it, bring me the Ed Boy.